What is going on, Lakers family, and welcome back to the channel with another banger video. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday morning, especially with your loved ones and your family today. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about a young prospect who's going to be entering this year's 2024 NBA draft class. And his name is Yves, Messi or Missi. I'm so sorry if I butchered his name wrong. But the way this video is going to work today, I'm going to give you guys my whole entire thoughts on him, my opinions and how I feel about him. And especially for the ones that don't know him, I'm going to give you guys an entire breakdown, his whole background and stuff like that. But for the ones that do know about him, make sure you guys sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready for the ride because it's going to be a whole, long video, right? But before we get straight into the video, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you could do me a favor is, one, like the video. That way people can, share, comment, do all that good stuff. Subscribe. Really trying to reach my next goal at 3K subs. Help your brother out, right? Turn on notification bells so you guys get notified for future Lakers content. Now, going back to Yves Messi, he's a center. He played at the University of Baylor as a freshman. Bears, that was the team he played for. And I believe he was like raised in Yaoundé, Cameroon, the same place I was, coming from. I'm not really sure if he was, from there, but I heard that he's raised over there. But anyways, his size is like 6'11". He weighs about 229 pounds. He's a monster. He has this, ridiculous wingspan at 7'2". So he's very young. He's very athletic. I am going to get into the pros and cons a little bit later in the video if you guys want to skip this part. But I'd really appreciate it if you could watch the entire video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. We're on the road to 3K subs. But his projected draft range is somewhere late, first round to the second round. And I am hoping that he's going to be an option for the Lakers, especially if he does fall at 17, which I doubt. But if the Lakers, keep their pick, then I wouldn't mind it. But they're going to be leaning towards depth over a third star. They're most likely going to be trading that pick unless they keep it. And there's been conflicting reports that they want a third star, so I'm not really sure who to believe. And the Lakers could definitely use a young, mobile, very hungry, athletic big like Messi, who has huge upside as a defender. I would say he's pretty raw. I would really say that he's a project player, which he had his, best basketball this far ahead of him. And he's just scratching the surface of how good he can be. He's getting more comfortable with the ball in his hands. He can put it in the hoop and stuff like that. And he showed very impressive, flashes of potential on the offense end during his freshman season in Baylor. He has a high motor. He brings the energy. He brings the toughness. And I love that on the Los Angeles Lakers. I love people that bring the toughness, bring that dog, because I'll say that he has a dog in himself. And he does need to expand his game, meaning that he needs to, improve his, jump shot, his face-up game, because he doesn't really space out the floor. And you need to keep the defense honest if he can hit that occasionally 15-foot mid-range shot. So he doesn't really have that in this game. You look at guys in the league like a Joel Embiid, a Giannis, a Brook Lopez, a Jokic, a Nas Reed, a Cat. Those guys are able to space out the floor, and Rudy Gobert just can't. There's a reason why teams are hunting him every time he goes to the basket in the paint. And he just has no offensive game other than the floater and his post game, right? But Yves Messi, he can score off the glass offensively. He could bring that energy. And he's a lob threat. Like I said, he could put the ball on the floor. He's very good at getting down in the lane. Driving at the basket, attacking, finishing at the rim. Like I said, he has a nice soft touch around the rim. And he's a very good, player. I would say that. And his freshman season at Baylor, he did average around 10.7 points per game, which is solid. Did shoot around 61.4% from the field. 5.6 rebounds, 0.4 assists, 1.5 blocks, 0.6 steals. Didn't take no threes, no attempts. And he did shoot around 61.6% from the free throw line, which doesn't need to improve. Not the greatest free throw shooter. He did play 34 games, played for Baylor, did start 32 games for them, and played around 23 minutes per night for the Bears. And in May, ESPN NBA expert Jeremy Wu suggested that the New York Knicks might even use one of their two mid-20 picks in this year's upcoming NBA draft in 2024 on Yves, Messi or Missi, because they have like the number 24th overall pick in the first round or the 25th overall pick in the first round. So they could take a chance on, the center from Baylor and maybe use him as an insurance because You got free agent Isaiah Hartenstein, which he's going to be setting to, test the free agent market. And maybe they can use him, and especially with their center. I forgot his name. I always forget his name. Mitchell Robinson. I almost lost my train of thought, but that's a guy, and he's been injured most of the season. So maybe they could get another big backup big, which can help. Which he's young. Really don't want to throw him into the fire, but still think he's solid. And then for another, ESPN mock draft, from mid-April, they did predict, this was a while ago, that the New Orleans Pelicans would pick Yves Missi with this 22nd overall pick in the selection. And Jimmy wrote this back then. And there's comparisons to Clint Capella by various NBA executives. And Yves Missi did so Hoops Hype that he compares his game to Derek Lively, which would be huge because Derek Lively played at the University of Duke Blue Devils as a freshman, and he made a huge impact for the Dallas Mavericks, right? Which he wasn't drafted by them. He was drafted by OKC, but he made a huge impact. Now the Mavs are in in the NBA Finals against, the Boston Celtics, which are down 0-1. And he's a lob threat. Really doesn't have the ability to space out the floor, stretch the big. So you're going to need your shooters, your guys that can, help you and, play make and all that type of stuff, right? So I feel like he could become a Derek Lively. Would he make that huge impact, make that jump into the NBA, especially if the Lakers were to pick him? Because there's been, rumors that the Lakers are going to hire J.J. Redick. And then we get this, shocking news the other day that they're thinking about, offering a contract, especially for Dan Hurley from the University of UConn, which he's going to get paid the bag, especially if they do offer him that money. And they interviewed, I believe, him yesterday. And the offer I'm hearing is like $100 million, 8 years, which is a lot of money. One of the highest, paid players, won back-to-back championships. And he has this, very good resume coming from a winning culture. But he's going to be very good at developing young talent. So maybe he could develop Messi. But I just want to wrap up today's video. And last thing before I end the video off, I got to say that the Toronto Raptors might even take Messi in the Athletics' latest mock draft. They have the 19th overall pick. And then there's been, rumors in the mock draft that they might even take Zach Edey. So you guys let me know in the comment section, how do you guys feel about Yves Messi? Would you guys want him on the Los Angeles Lakers? Now, in my personal opinion, I just don't think the Lakers are going to take him. Hopefully the Lakers take a more ready prospect. Is he my, favorite prospect in this draft? Probably not. There's just better options. But he's going to have to grow. He's going to have to develop. And you just don't want to throw him into that fire in that situation, especially for LA. And if they don't like this draft pick and he just doesn't pan out like a Jalen Hood-Schifino, a lot of people are just going to get on his, back because there's a lot of pressure playing for LA. And even if he did come to LA, I'm not even sure if he would even get minutes in rotation, right? Because we didn't even get to see Jalen Hood-Schifino get that much minutes as a rookie, and even Maxwell Lewis. And he was selected in the second round because the Lakers bought a higher draft pick, so they traded it up with the Indiana Pacers. But this is an option, and I think he can grow and develop, especially in the G League, where he can get minutes like Colin Castleton, all that type of stuff. So I could definitely see the Lakers getting another, young prospect, especially who has to develop. And the Lakers got a future, especially with, post LeBron. You got Anthony Davis, who's locked up in contract till 2028. And what we really need is a lob threat. We need some size. We need someone that could bang down low, a bruising big, that could finish around the rim, because Anthony Davis is more finesse big. And he doesn't really like playing the center, even though he's been, playing very good at it. And he's going to play like at least 40-plus minutes a night every single time, especially in the regular season and even in the postseason, right? So I feel like the Lakers need a backup big, a backup center that could play next to Anthony Davis, or even a starting center, which would be very good. But when you look at the Lakers, we're in the first apron. We really don't have that much cap space to work with. And if D'Angelo Russell does walk, then I believe we'll have like the full mid-level exception, which is around like 10 to 13 million. But if D'Angelo Russell does pick up his player option, the Lakers bring him back and negotiate a new contract, then it's going to be very tough to get like a Jonas Valanciunas or these other centers like Isaiah Hartenstein, because we're going to only have like $5 million to work with. And then you got to hope these free agents, take a less money, a pay cut. So those are my thoughts in this whole situation. You guys let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about today's video. Give me some, constructive criticism, what I can improve. And I love you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.